29, and stand by Nicoletta please. Episode 29 and Nicoletta, go.
Hooray, here we are again in my sweaty shed. Got a dress on today because it's very cool. Cool flowing. Right, just going to take the cockatoo out of my knickers. Smooth that. And I'm just going to move those knickers around a bit. Move the landlady and move Liz. We'll come back to both of them. That's fun. I hope you're very well. Oh, Ginger Zebra, I hope you've been and bought. Hope you've gone on there because she's doing some rather delicious boxes while people are in quarantine and to make them feel happier. And Claire still hasn't got up to the episode where she needs to explain this trolley. Oh, sorry, I can't reach properly, but there's a lot of explaining to do about that trolley and she hasn't quite got back to us yet, but she'll catch up. Right, here we go. Right, knick-knicks. I'm sort of using those knickers to hide the bits I haven't turned over. Well, I did turn over and they've got a bit churned. So, I'm pleased. I've got a little bit more coming on. Hopefully you can see this bit now. This is a very pleasing part. This is the bottom here. The bottom I've got this. Like the corner's going to be a challenge. Yeah, we're getting there. Slowly, very slowly. But what else are you doing? Absolutely cockle. So you can, yeah, so we're cracking on together slowly. I'm going to move that there. Oh, I'll tell you what I haven't got. Where's my clients? Oh, I'm getting out of all my, yeah, not doing very well, am I? As you're all telling me. I'm getting that daily. I had a, oh God, don't lose that. I had a phone call today from fiancée Zoe. You know, she gives me quite prolific notes, and the profound guilt I feel when I lob a piece is prevalent because I always say, sorry Zoe. Anyway, she rang today with some notes, and she said she can't ever come in here because this whole system is upsetting her beyond words, which was a shame. What was her other note? Oh, she loved, she thinks Bethany is just classic, as many people do, because Bethany drops one-liners in, just quite nonchalantly, and then leaves. So she was saying about that. I can't remember her other note. Beth was a hit, the jigsaw's still upsetting her, and she can only listen. I'll come back to her. But yeah, so I think, even though this is chaos, it's sort of pleasing. Also, for those who message me who like me stroking the pieces, issues obviously, but secondly, I'm also Zoe, although you'd like more of a system, I find it, lots of people quite like the random nature of this and the general strokage. So you can't please everyone. It's a tough crowd. Oh, I'm just going over here because I know that this goes over here. This goes over here. No, not that bit. I will find it. It's around here somewhere. Right, just going to move the bin bag. Okay, right. So, what things have happened? Okay, so Bethany, talking to Bethany, she delivered another cracking line the other day. We were having dinner. Made a delicious dinner again. And Bethany likes a little bowl beside her plate. She absolutely loves mozzarella. Loves it. Mozzarella. Loves it. Anyway, so she sometimes just peels off bits of mozzarella and dots it around her food, whatever it might be. And I was very aware. I said, Bethany, my God, have you eaten a whole mozzarella during dinner? And she went, yeah, but I cut it up. So her indignation was that I thought she'd eaten it, you know, but I was shocked she'd ate a whole bowl of mozzarella. But her brilliant line was, yes, but I cut it up. I mean, it's a fact. Oh, sorry. So, yeah, so her problem, well, she didn't have a problem. She thought, well, I'm an idiot. And indeed, she's quite right, seemingly, according to everybody. So that was her there. But then I spoke to Matt of Hove, who's play reading a lot, you know, hasn't got time for this, very behind on these he is. And he said that he likes to eat mozzarella like, he likes to eat mozzarella almost like an apple. So he empathised with Beth and the desire to eat phenomenal amounts of mozzarella. So I think we're going to have to buy a buffalo to make our own, because it's the only way I'm going to be able to afford it in lockdown, isn't it? So I'm going to start looking for, how much a buffalo is, whether we can fit it in you can just have it in a private garden. Well, it's not that private, the neighbours will see the buffalo. I'll cross that bridge I will cross that bridge. Right. Oh, just kicked a pot of paint. Right. So Liz, where's Liz? So Liz. God, I'm so short. Right, Liz, Merrill utility shoe. Right here. She rang me after she heard. I think it was episode 28. She was sort of laughing, but indignant as well, because just to précis, we were out in Azerbaijan. Of an evening, we had a night off or a day off, and we watched Wolf Hall. Wolf Hall, I thought was atrocious for many reasons, but we were watching it, and I basically pronounced my displeasure in it. I thought it was just ridiculous. And my two friends, landlady of Hove, we'll come back to her, and Liz, both sat there. I said when Sam nipped salute, I mean, come on guys, you think this is rubbish too? They both went, God, yeah, it's atrocious. I said, well, let's say it and then we can watch something else. And they went, oh, no. So we watched another one. Anyway, this one rang saying, oh, I'm sure that I was much more vocal. I can't believe you're saying it. I'm sure that I was much more vocal. She wasn't. And then she started laughing because she realised she wasn't more vocal at all. And in fact, she realised that when I reminded her of the entire situation, that actually she was not at all vocal. And as soon as Samantha was out of that bathroom, she went, no, I like it actually. I really like it. Can we watch another one? So, hi Beth.
Hi.
Thanks. Cheers. 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 Can you shut the door, Beth?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Oh, so I've got this to put on here now. Oh, that's going to throw the cat amongst the pigeons. Having a beverage on the table. Wouldn't allow that on stage, would we? Anyway, so yeah, so she said, yeah, sure, I really like it. Can I watch another one? So we had to watch another one. So although Liz rang to say, God, I'm sure that didn't happen like that. In the end, she actually conceded, yes, it did, and we had to endure another one because her spine had fallen out of her back. And then she rang. She was really laughing, and we were really laughing. And she said, what was funny? I had to ring immediately. I didn't even listen to the end credit music, which is my favourite bit. So I said, the favourite bit of JigJaw that I'm doing are the end credits music. And then she laughed again. She said, no, I didn't mean that. See, that's how it happens. You see? She thinks she's saying one thing, turns out she's saying another. So, yeah, watch that one. Watch that one. Yeah, so that just to quote it again, and this is in quotes, it's a shame I missed the end credit music because it's my favourite bit. So that has been locked in my brain, and that, sadly, for Liz, I won't forget it. And I imagine I'll bring it up randomly throughout our lives. What else happened? Oh yes, so I've got the centrefold of the Croydon Echo. So Matt of Croydon, who has been running and has been spotted locally because he's got the most amazing smile. Great looking man. Has started getting followers, and he had to change his route quite a lot because people were actually sort of following him while he was running. Anyway, he's now got a centre spread in the Croydon Echo the other day. And I have to say, I'm going to look at it now. I'm going to not look at it at camera because it is a little bit, well, he was a little bit agape. Beth, you can keep cracking on. I know this picture's a bit disturbing, but I think I've had to turn it, Matt of Croydon had to turn it around a few ways because I thought the angle they got you to position and to lie in was quite shocking considering it's the Croydon Echo. And I know that everybody's trying to get, people to keep buying papers and stuff, but they really pushed the boat out. And I was a bit surprised you agreed to it, and I cannot believe that you agreed to those leopard skin small pants. I mean, are they trying to make you like the Tiger King of Croydon? That's the only thing I can think of to make it relevant, like to make it poignant. They were like, they're so clingy that it looks like they've tried to wedge Croydon in Speedos. It was anyway. I'm really pleased it worked for you, and apparently you've got quite a few more followers.
Well, do you think that bit actually goes there or
no.
not?
No. That's no, but it's to do with this line. It's to do with this line.
Yeah,
but let's see the red line. Follow it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Got it on the wrong way around.
There you go. High five to you, that, because if you did try and get people to not follow you, I think by that the way you're lying quite provocatively, and I mean also just high praise to the Croydon Echo because local papers and that don't have a great reputation for being so rock and roll. Beth, that's a bit of the butterfly.
Oh
yes. So again, I can't unsee it. amount of coin. I can't unsee what I saw. But then it would be very nice to see you because I just need to high five you. Go, all due respect. Well done. And I hope they let you keep those pants because they're gonna. Well, you can probably auction them.
Binks, what are you doing?
What think you're doing now? Oh, she's a lunatic. Binky, we're trying to do a jigsaw here. Would you stop?
Binks,
What are you
doing?
lost?
Come here.
What's she lost?
A ball, probably.
A ball.
Knowing her.
It's probably a mouse. Right. Okay. So that's that. That's the centerfold done. Right. What's she got? Okay. Anyway, so I've got a lot of emails because it's been a couple of days since I did one
I've
of
got a
these.
tennis ball.
Okay. Okay. So this one is from guess who? Whack whack.
The Commodore.
The Commodore. Right. This episode's a bit for the Commodore, and you'll see at some point. Anyway, so dearest darling Julia, classic. Please let Gareth from Bow know that if he's still looking for somewhere to park up his British Airways plane, he bought it with his air miles, I can happily accommodate it in my garage. There's easily enough space for one Boeing 747. However, if it is one of those A380 monsters, I will have to do a real tidy up and shuffle a few boxes around to make more room for the 80-metre wingspan. Just let me know. Thanks, the Commodore. So, well, that's very pleasing. I mean, I know that Gareth and Bo bought a plane. I mean, presumably there might be others. So if you do need a space for your Boeing 747 to be stored, or your A380, get in touch quickly because he's got one space. Yeah, Christ. So it's good to know, isn't it? And all of us who've worked with you over the years always thought as much. Your garage is that big. Anyway, so thank you for that. Right, next one.
Do you want me to read one out?
You can read out. Yes.
This is another one from the...
This is from the Commodore.
Commodore.
Let me just see, make sure. Hang on, it's got, I'll tell you what, because my bracelet. Don't show the piece of paper because it will reveal data information.
Okay. Dearest darling Julia.
Do it classic.
I have a quick question. There are many puzzles in my life, be they jigsaws or otherwise. There are also an untold number of unexplained phenomena and generally unanswered questions. For example, how were the pyramids built? Who really shot JFK?
Yeah.
Is there an extraterrestrial life?
Extra-traditional or extraterrestrial?
That one.
Extraterrestrial, not extra-traditional. No. Okay.
Who was Jack the Ripper? And can anyone, in simple terms, explain to me quantum entanglement? For me, however, the latest and ultimate is unresolved, utterly baffling mysteries has to be. How the heck did this pile of old cack manage...
This pile of old cack? Is that what he called this excellent episode? How did this excellent pile of old cack...
How the heck...
Oh, how the heck?
How the heck did this pile of old cack...
Pile of old cack, right.
manage to secure 60 subscribers? I know that I should probably be congratulating you on your achievement, but what I really feel is total despair and completely bewilderment. Thanks to Commodore.
So he thinks he should be congratulating me, but he feels utter despair and what?
And complete bewilderment.
Bewilderment. Right. Well, first of all, Commodore. I think you'll find it's about 63. It's not just 60 now. I think you'll find it's 63. And also, I also love the fact that you are trolling me whilst also listening, carrying on listening. I can't help you. I can't help that this is rubbish. And actually people, when I said to a couple of people I might go down to one a week, they went, not yet, not yet. I mean, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to help anybody on that.
Shall I read this other one from the Commodore?
Well, I might have, let me just check because mine's just kicked the bucket again. You're very good with the jigsaw. Yeah, let me read that one out. I'll read that one. You do some jigsaws. You're so good at the jigsaw.
I can't find any more bits of my one.
Well, move on to a little bit over here then. Change your area, or look at the brickwork. Find brickwork for me. Okay, so this is the Commodore again. He was very because I didn't do one yesterday.
I think
they
what
flurried
do,
in.
Mum, I think what you should do, Mum, is ring the Commodore after this episode, and just
Just tell her to stop bothering me.
Yeah.
Okay, so dearest Aunt Julia.
Can I have some of your?
Have it. I have a quick question. He says that, doesn't he?
Mhm.
Yeah. I am confused. In episode 28, for the first time, you displayed a photograph of Inga, the landlady of Hove Actually. Where is it? Hold on. Oh, sorry, just trod on there. Just trod on the whippet.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. Okay, I was surprised because being a landlady, I presumed he was in fact a she, but Inga looks like a chap. Is she one of those new transsexual types we read about in the Daily Mail newspaper, or is Inga just a really ugly woman? Wow. Wow. Thanks, the Commodore. Wow. Wow. I think we'll get Inga. When Inga can come into my pleasure dome here, I think we'll get Inga to explain everything. And actually, I think I might get you in it. That's like, oh, I've just done that. Whilst chatting about, and also, whatever Inga wants to be, and I think the description of ugly is a
An understatement.
An understatement. Right, now I wasn't going to say that, but so I think we'll be ringing Inga, Beth, after this one. So no, I was going to say I've lost my train. I've lost my train of thought. Right, okay, so I think what we're going to do is get Inga in, and you can both head to head that, because you've broken all probably rules. I don't think anybody's ugly, and I think you both need to come together for that one, because I'm not going to get involved in that. But I think Bethany's just created more controversy there. Right. Oh my God, that's so funny. Right, okay. I just want to make sure. Can I just say to you, if the camera went really close up during that, I apologise. That is because obviously it's still an amateur outfit here, but also my bracelets brushed against the edge and moved it. But I don't know whether it's just on my phone. I don't know whether it's just on my wrist. Oh, am I boring you? That was a big sigh. Right, next question. So next email. Next email. There's quite a lot of words here.
I don't mind. Even though I'm dyslexic, I can read.
You can read it. Right, she's going to read. This is from Laura of Brighton, okay? So read it clearly.
Dearest Julia.
Nice.
As my mother and I are now avid listeners.
Nice, even double nice.
I feel in the interests of Perspective One.
Mm-hmm. Perspective One.
Perspective?
Perspective. Oh yeah, perspective. One must query. Yeah.
One must query.
Mm-hmm.
Not your inaccuracy in the telling, but your choice of anecdotes.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, tales acquire establishment over the years, and I do not deny my past proclivity
Mm-hmm.
for the sturdy briefcase
Mm-hmm.
and knee-length pencil skirts.
Knee length. Right, I've cut off for the knee. Yeah.
These were, however, mere asides to such events as 10,000 gallons of water destroying the stage, the total destruction of a pop room, or a rogue taxi heading to the pit, all of which so far have not made an appearance. Operation Crest Carpet
Mm-hmm.
has been taken from my grey matter
Right.
by the menopause. But I can recall the look on Tish's face when you came back from a summer at the Bantignano Festival.
Yeah.
Like it happened yesterday. Your avid fan as always, Elle.
Right, okay, so let's address a few things there. Right, okay, I understand. So I mentioned the other day how I was, so the last one was when I was in Italy doing an opera festival, and I ate my weight in biscuits and ice cream overnight, and I came out, I started off a really gorgeous, like little 8.5 stone, came back 10.5, right, my mother nearly passed out.
Did you really?
Yeah, because in 6 weeks I ate so many biscuits.
You have a go at me.
I don't have a go at you, do I? I try and advise you. I don't like shout.
I'm going to
Get
go
that
and get
biscuit.
a drink.
Oh, Beth's off.
Find anything to go with my puzzles.
Oh, okay. Bethany's going, everyone. Anyway, so...
I'll be back.
Okay, cool. Yes, so, yeah, to be fair, I did... so I explained that one the other day.
Love
Right,
you.
the 10,000 gallons of water. So this is also love you. Okay, so you can also hear this story. Lovely Mark, who took me to the spa, Mark of Lewis. This is also, he wanted me to say this on his podcast. He's got a little cheeky podcast going called Production Meetings, which is very pleasing. We might do ours again. I'm not sure the sound was great, but we might do it again anyway. But nobody is really listening to this, so it doesn't matter. But lots of people will listen to Mark's. So here's it. So Laura, this is relating to a story, and I had to because I've said lots of stories about you. This is relating to when I was at college again, classic. And I was in the first year, and I was doing sound. I was helping out the second years, and the boy said to me, "Do you go down and take the iron out?" Now, for those people who don't know what an iron is, there's no reason why you would, if you don't do theatre. It's the safety curtain. So you might have been to a theatre and you've seen in the interval a huge safety curtain being dropped in, right? That's to protect you from fire. And legally you have to show it, although I think that might have changed. Who cares? I'm getting really intricate with the safety curtain details. Anyway, so I went down, I skipped down, and when you see, so the iron was in, right, overnight. It's always dropped in, so if there's a fire overnight, everything's protected. Anyway, so I went to it, and I looked at the panel, and I didn't know what the cock I was doing, and I saw a handle that said safety curtain. So I just pulled this enormous handle, and then every single fire alarm at Guildhall and the Barbican, because it's attached to the Barbican, started going like huge, loads of bells, hundreds of bells, started going like fire bells, you know, like warning, all that sort of stuff, went off, and by the same token, an enormous clunk happened, and it went, and essentially 10,000 gallons, if not more, of 25-year-old stagnant water that be sat diligently in the pipe above. Because the theory is that if there's a fire, the water runs down this big safety curtain, this metal safety curtain, cools the flames and floods the stage, putting out any fires. Well, I can tell you now that works as a system, because I proved it. And yes, so every alarm went off. Oh, I've just broken this. Very careful. Every alarm, the thousands of gallons of water were pummeling down. And the night before, a big Gorky play was put in, the set was put in, thousands of bales of straw. It was all straw bales. So this water, oh, it makes me feel sick even describing it. The water came down and then flooded the stage and all of the straw bales, right, every one of it. Anyway, I'm in there. I was in a bit of shock, as you can imagine at this point, and I remember it because it was the first Red Nose Day ever. And so I was then. So people started coming down, and I was sort of standing there a bit in shock. And we were trying. There's a brake where you pull the brake down to stop the water. Like you go stop. There were three of us on it. The pressure was so massive. My feet were off the ground. I'm short anyway, but my feet were off the ground. And we couldn't stop this bloody water. Meanwhile, fire engines were hurtling around the corner from Silk Street. It's just absolutely horrendous. Anyway, what was nice was it all dripped through. So the floor was all made up of little wooden blocks, okay? And all the water went through those aforementioned wooden blocks of the floor through to the studio. The studio theatre flooded them as well. So it was great, really. I managed to catch every bird with this stone. And yeah, completely horrendous. And when I was there were like all these amazing opera singers, like training, and like Bryn Terfel and all these amazing people. And every single course, like once the firemen had managed to switch the bloody thing off, everybody was on the whole course, every course, opera course, drama course, stage management course, anything. Anybody who could move and had limbs and could hold a piece of cloth was on their hands and knees mopping that cocking stage. I was taken out where I was physically sick. I was physically sick with shock, and everybody goes, "Oh, you know, it's an easy mistake." And then my brilliant tutor Ben went, "You're an idiot. You're an absolute idiot." Anyway, so now at that college there are lessons on how to not do that, and I was given. So they had all these industrial dryers to. They had these dryers to dry the stage, obviously, and And actually, I got loads of presents. People bought me flowers and stuff. I think because I felt so. Oh, well, it was just the worst feeling you can imagine. I got bought loads of stuff. Anyway, so I was very well looked after in my massive embarrassment. It was in so much shock. This does, Laura, as I say this does make your pencil skirt look completely insignificant. Which is probably why I just try and remember it all the time, because it's easier to remember your pencil skirt than this. Yeah, so, is there a pigeon on the roof? Oh, it's really cooing. It likes the story. Anyway, so yes, so then the floor was there. They had these huge industrial dryers, right, that came and did all that. And then I was given props for the next show. I was given props. And so in those days there wasn't IKEA, so if you needed a tea service, you had to go and proper period tea service, and I managed to get one for it was worth hundreds of pounds, and we had to use it. I had to look after it really carefully. And I also had to get a telescope. It was 600 years old. It was this amazing telescope, and I'd looked after it so diligently. And at the end of the show, you have to do what's called returns, and you take them to this props cupboard, and you have to return everything, and then you get it back to the right place. So I was walking back with my props on the tray. So I had a tea service on the tray, and I had this really expensive, very ancient telescope. And I was busy chatting, and I tripped on one of the wooden blocks that I'd actually warped. And slow motion, I basically the tea service and the telescope and the tray just went to fuck, and smashed, and it was like slow motion going no, yes, done it. And the production manager was sitting in the stalls in the seats, and he went, just add it to your tab. I mean, I think they were just like, oh my god, this girl. So to be honest with you, it's quite incredible that I've ever worked. The only thing that saved me was that the next week at the Barbican, a fireman did exactly the same thing in the interval, and he was a professional. He wasn't like some ditzy first year. It's the only way I redeemed myself fractionally. But for years I was known as Drencher. Years, and still known. And so when we do talks to college students and stuff at that college, I sort of say, oh, that's me, and loads of them go, oh my god, is that you? Yeah, that was me. So it's quite astounding that I've worked, really. So yeah, but so it's a good job I'm not any. So, and every time I work, so years later I worked on Miss Saigon at Drury Lane, and sitting where to cue the show, you sit by the side of the stage, and the exact same fire system was by the desk, and I'm just like it's like a weird like magnet, you're drawn to it. I can't explain it. It's like, because I'm so fearful of it, but I'm like, anything with an emergency stop button or saying, Drencher, it sort of overwhelms me, the urge to do it. And I'm not like that. I'm such a good girl generally, even though you may all scoff. So thanks for bringing that up. Now the whole trashing of the props thing, I literally can't remember, but it sounds like, I mean, obviously there were so many bloody incidents, Laura, I can't keep up with myself. It sounds like I climbed up, rather than get a ladder and waste my time and energy doing something sensible, and it sounds like I might have scaled the props shelves, hence bringing them down upon raining props on me. But I'll have to get that clarified, because I'm sort of saying that, but I don't actually remember it. A bit like Laura not remember sprinkling cress on her that's a whippet having an injury on her loathed boss's carpet. It's funny what you remember, isn't it? So thank you for that. So Mark, I'm sorry, Mark of Lewis, please go to production meetings. He's launching it. Our one we might do again, but yes, I think you'll enjoy it because he's such a peach. Oh, is that you crying? Well, look, Bethy hasn't come back. She also got so bored, and that's my time up. I mean, honestly, I can't believe how 30 minutes flies by. I always think, 30 minutes, and then before you know it, I can keep thinking of more things to tell you. Anyway, I will leave it for today. I'll do another one tomorrow, and I'll take my usual 24 hours to upload it, because it's obviously I'm doing something wrong even uploading the bloody thing. But lots of love to you all. I'm sorry if the camera work was in and out, but again, we've explained that. And still no sign of Helen's plum tree. And I think Gemma of Wales has been a bit busy running the Nightingale Centre, so she hasn't been able to do her diligent work. Listen, lots of love to you all. I'll have more rubbish to tell you tomorrow. Take it easy. Bye.